Language is a funny thing, isn't it? The exact same words, spoken by two different people, can have two totally different meanings. For example,
it was 1,400 kilometres of absolutely nothing.
It was 1,400 kilometres of absolutely nothing. Anyway, this is the story of how we covered 1,400 kilometres across the great Australian Nullarbor Plain.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's day 10 of van life. It was pouring all night again last night. Very loudly. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. I needed to pee since 4 a.m, but it was raining too much to get out of bed. And also it was cold. I think we're done with Esperance. So,
let's go.
The time has come to start our journey towards, I think the next kind of big place is probably Port Lincoln, which is about 1,500 kilometres away. Which means the time has come to drive across what the Aussies call the Nullarbor, which, as far as we've sort of understood from everyone, is just a huge flat area of absolute nothingness. It's the closest we're likely to get to driving through the outback. So today we've only got to do a couple of hours drive, and it's actually just straight north, following State Highway 1 to a place called Norseman. I suspect this might be our first look at the vastness and plainness of the Nullarbor. It's like this as far as the eye can see in every direction. And it's absolutely savage and quite incredible. We're heading for the Beacon Hill Observatory just outside of Norseman. What this vantage point does give you is just a sense of the vastness of this place. Norseman is a strange, sleepy, very run-down, ramshackle place with a mild axe murderer vibe that Lauren is particularly picking up on.
I'm pretty sure this is the place Josh has brought me to kill me.
Could be.
So it's the end of the day. We are in Norseman, in the only restaurant / pub open, and it's a very cute little quiet sleepy town. Apparently the last census there are only 600 people living here, so it's very small, but actually it feels a bit communal here. There's a lot of people here who clearly work around in here and live here.
Good morning. As you can see, the sun is back out, which is great. We had a pretty good night last night actually. Slept really well. 400 kilometres to drive today, so it's going to be fairly long but manageable day. So Lauren's gone off for a shower. I'm going to have some breakfast and some coffee, and then I'm going to go have a much needed shower, and we're going to head off. And this is where we were parked up last night. Did the job nicely. Well, we're off, heading east across the Nullarbor. First stop is a place called Balladonia, about 200 kilometres away. Welcome to the 90-mile straight, Australia's longest straight road, 146 kilometres of arrow straight. Wonderful tarmac, straight through the middle of this just vast, never-ending Nullarbor plain of scrubland, brush and trees. Look at this road. I can't even describe it. It appears in shimmering swathes as you drive, sometimes permitted only by the curvature of the earth 10 miles ahead of you in the distance. It's absolutely astonishing. And know that ordinarily one shouldn't stand in the middle of the road, but when you can in fact see 10 miles in both directions, that nothing is coming except for one car about 3 miles ahead on the right, it's alright. What an astonishing ribbon of road. Well, we just made it to the end of the 90-mile straight. My eyes feel very funny. It's weird just looking 10 miles ahead of you for an hour and a half with nothing at all to break it up. So we've pushed on 60k to a place called Cocklebiddy, and it is very much golden hour on the Nullarbor, and it's really beautiful. What are we feasting on, Mrs. Dom?
Tonight I have made a fish curry, which I've used salmon and crimson snapper, and just some pan-fried some vegetables, a bit of potatoes. Got to use up all our vegetables before we cross the border, so this is another way of us sneaking that in. So got all my onions,
which we didn't know before we bought them all, which was really annoying.
So thank you very much, our angels from East Melbourne.
Yeah, who told us that we needed to purge everything. Well done. Cheers, darling. And cheers to the end of the day, coming to you from Cocklebiddy, 440 kilometres away from where we started. Good morning. It's Saturday the 17th of September today. The sun is out, the skies are blue. The clocks went forward 45 minutes yesterday, which rather confused me. So it's now 9:50, except we think it's 9:05. Clearly people get going early here because there was about 30 people here last night, and now it's just us. So we're going to get going in a second. But when I got up this morning, I couldn't help but notice that there was an eagle enclosure next to the toilets last night, and I had completely failed to notice it. They are absolutely enormous. I feel quite bad for them being in this cage, to be honest. Well, I think we found the Nullarbor. Lauren read on the map that we've got the other day that it once upon a time was the sea floor. We're currently standing at 124 metres altitude, so you can see the drop off, and you can well imagine that once upon a time that was the ocean. Descending down towards what was the seafloor. It's absolutely astonishing. It's as vast as the ocean. Wow. What a stunning, astonishing, brutal, crazy, weird place. And once again, the road is just arrow straight until it disappears off over the horizon. Amazing. Hello from both of us. From the beach at Eucla, which is 12 kilometres from the Western Australia border. We are staying at the Eucla Motel Caravan Park, which was advertised as having a luxury pool, which was empty, and beachside direct access, which, to be fair, it does, but you have to drive 5k and then walk a kilometre over the sand dunes behind me. So we're learning how to interpret signs and distances and town sizes. It's nearly 4 o'clock, I'm having my first beer on the beach of Gap here. We've driven just under 300 kilometres today. And it's as nice a place as any to chill. See you in a bit. So we are looking out here across the Nullarbor. And that is the beach where we've just been. 4 kilometres down there.
Good morning. We are in Eucla. We both slept pretty well last night and now we are on our run this morning. My first run in Australia. And we're running to the beach.
We are 1,435 kilometres east of Perth. And this is the checkpoint at the border between the states of Western Australia and Southern Australia. And it marks a little checkpoint on our journey. And there's the sign there.
Welcome to South Australia.
Welcome to South Australia. There's an osprey floating perfectly on the wind, and it is overlooking this, the Bunda Cliffs. And I have never in all my life seen water that many shades of blue, or cliffs stretching off in the distance like that. It is majestic.
Nullarbor, which is Aboriginal for no trees, and for as far as the eye can see you cannot see a single tree. It is all bushes, but it's just that perfect flat horizon. You cannot see anything for miles and miles.
A few hundred kilometres further on was the Head of Bight Visitors Centre, the perfect place to see our first whales. And that is Mummy. Wow, look at the size of her. And there's baby next to Mum. Oh wow. Oh, it's so tiny. There's whales going. There's Mummy.
After a fantastic time watching the whales, we journeyed on for another couple of hours to the tiny town of Nundru. So tonight we are having spag bowl for dinner, minus the pasta instead potatoes, because tomorrow we cross the quarantine line where we have to get rid of all our fruit and vegetables. So in effort to make sure I've got rid of all my vegetables, my garlic, my bok choy, my onions, we have used every single scrap of vegetable in this meal.
This is what to expect if you're crossing the Nullarbor. By 10 p.m. everything is totally shut up and gone to sleep.
Good morning, we have just left Nundru and we are on our way to Ceduna, which is about 150 kilometres from here, so we'll be there in an hour and a half or so. We're going to cross the quarantine border, so we'll see how that goes, but hopefully we're going to spend a couple of nights in Ceduna, enjoy the beach, urgent need of doing some laundry and catching up. See you soon.
On the A1, 70k to the quarantine station, 72k to Ceduna.
You're just overtaking your first road trip.
Fuck me, that was scary. They're fucking wide. After 1400 kilometres, we had made it to Ceduna, where we found a sea lion playing just inside the bay.
Got a fish.
Don't play with your food. Wow. Well, we just got to Shelley Beach Caravan Park,
It's really nice here.
which is really, really lovely. But yesterday we had a little bit of an incident when some birds came flying out in front of us as we were driving, and Lauren's just noted that we picked up a bit of a stray. Say hello to our first bird kill, which I did not realise was stuck in the grate. Brilliant, that'll be fun to get out. Here's a quick flashback for you. Do you remember in episode 3 when Lauren made friends with this dog? Well, you'll never guess who we ran into.
The bestie.
Kiva's back.
The first friend we've made since we got out of it, and it just happens to not be a human.
We prefer dogs anyway. We are at Ceduna. We are on the beach. And I think Lauren's her favourite.
Oh, I love her.
Well, we finally got some sunshine on the beach, and it's lovely.
Glorious.
Time to chill.
Australians, you are a generous and weirdly friendly bunch of people, just inviting us into your homes, and now our favourite dog owners of Kiva have just invited us round theirs for a barbecue this evening. Just people are so nice here. You're so not in London here.
Some gin and tonic, champagne, at least 2 bottles of wine and half a bottle of whiskey later, and the music started.
And then we learned about the legend of Ned Kelly.
I wrote a letter about Stringy Back Creek so they would understand that I may be a bush ranger, but I'm not a murdering man. I didn't want to shoot Kennedy or that copper Lonigan. Being alone could have saved his life by throwing down his guns, and we sing, poor Ned, you're better off dead. I wish to get some peace of mind. They're right on the track, they're right on your back, and boy, they're gonna hang you high.
Well, it's Tuesday the 20th of September. We had a very boozy night last night with our new friends Steve and Sharon. I woke up feeling a bit sorry for myself. We had some pancakes with them for breakfast, and then, as you can probably hear, it starts to rain. And it has not stopped raining for the last 5 hours. On the upside, the van is clean, from the outside at least, but it's really grim out there. So
Movie day.
It might be a stay in the van day. I was trying to suggest to Lauren that we should go into town and, see stuff.
That's a terrible idea.
And then it started raining even harder, which might be God's way of saying stay.
Couch potato day.
So we've not actually turned the bed back into the couch yet. We sat and ate lunch on this because we're hobo bums. And for now at least, I think we are staying here. So this may be the only video from the day, and if it is, good afternoon, good evening and good night.
Predictably, the weather did not improve for us, but after driving 1,400 kilometres over 5 days, we were quite happy to just sit down and rest.
Next time on the Doms Down Under. The ocean is fierce and extraordinary. The view of the cliffs is brilliant. To see the Murphy's haystacks. Good evening. If only the Aussies would name a boat Salty Knickers.